watching the Highlight Zone with WANE 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
I know we've had this game circled, and I'm sure they do too, so I'm excited for it. They're definitely a tough team, very tough offensively.
With the fans here cheering for us, especially at home, it's going to be loud.
We learned how tough we can be as a team. We fight through whatever in all circumstances.
Every time we go there, it is a serious challenge.
Two of the better teams in Fort Wayne square off, and we get to host it. I think it's just going to be a tremendous environment. It should be fun for both teams and anybody here to watch.
Yeah, buddy, it is only December, but at Charger Fieldhouse, it was an electric atmosphere. As Ryan Abbott said, you just heard it, two of the area's best squaring off in the SAC. A hefty night here on the Highlight Zone. We've got a whopping 21 games to showcase, none bigger than this one. Josh Ayan tipping things off with your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Josh.
Well, Glenn, last year the Wayne Generals marching to their first outright SAC championship since 1976. This year, the Generals have a new leader, but the exact same expectation. Meanwhile, at Carroll, the Chargers looking to be a challenger for the conference crown. That's why WANE at Carroll is your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Former assistant Anthony Brewer, now the head coach at WANE. Meanwhile, Ryan Abbott in year 3, leading Carroll after a successful 9-year run at Eastside. Meanwhile, both teams firing from distance in the first quarter. That's Preston Comer with 3 of his 11, but Cannon Hauser with a cannon just before the end of the quarter, but WANE is up by 4 heading into quarter number 2. WANE starting to put themselves from distance as Javon Lewis Jr. hits 3 of his 15. WANE up by a dozen heading into halftime, but Carroll starting to charge right back. That's Jackson Pardon, the Bowling Green commit, with the and 1. He finishes with 22, and then a dunk-ish looking finish for Cannon Hauser. He finishes with 13 as WANE is still up by 7, but Carroll still cutting into that deficit. Jair Sampson with a big-time triple as Carroll cuts the deficit to as much as 2, but WANE able to hit some timely buckets down the stretch, including H.J. Dillard. That's 2 of his team-high 17. And then how about this dagger from Chase Barnes, the D1 prospect, with 16 as WANE heads to Carroll and comes away with a 73-69 win.
It was a big game, big confidence game. They fought back at us, and we stayed down as a team, didn't complain, and we got the dub. We got killers everywhere, so we just trust each other, find each other, nobody gets selfish, and we love playing together.
Man, it just showed that we can stay composed in tough times. You know, we've been working on situations like that in practice, so when things come like that, we just stay composed, clear our mind, and we get going.
The fight never stopped, and that's the beauty of conference basketball. You can never let up. Like the whole game, the whole 32 minutes was an absolute brawl, and it was fun.
Next up, Carroll hosts Warsaw on Tuesday, while WANE hosts Columbia City on Saturday. Glenn, take it away.
All right, sticking with the SAC, this is one of the game of the week vibes, I think. You know, they were festive out there. 4-1 Snyder, 4-0 Northside, second quarter, Max Goheen, only a freshman, and Goheen can go. He gets the 3. Northside up by 16 in the second quarter. Then it's Jordan King saying, "King me." Dude's going to sign to play football at Purdue this coming Wednesday. He's a lot to deal with as Northside up 32-14. Now Snyder chips away. You knew they would. Trell Hogue, a fabulous freshman, drills the 3, but Jackson Fugate, he would take over. Fugate stepping back, nailing the 3. He had 25 points and 10 rebounds. It's Fugate again as Northside wins this one over Snyder, 56-44. Lures 4-0 so far this season. Seth Coffing's club at 3-1. A Homestead. Lures Draylen Truesdale. Euro stepping his way to 2 as Lures with a lead. Spartans coming back. Michael Raudenbush knocking it down from distance. And Chris Johnson's team with a lot of fresh faces this year, but they've been playing some good basketball. How about the Spartans? Well coached, Wyatt Weaver with a little give and go there. He gets the bucket, but Lures, man, they have come out tough this season. Carmani Davis splashing from deep, and Lures continues to look good. The Knights win it 60-47. At the cage of Concordia, the Cadets with a packed house hosting Bishop Dwenger. Saints coming off a win over DeKalb on Tuesday night. Concordia, good passing. Ben Bentz to Max Adair for the bucket down low. But Dwenger, they know where their bread is buttered, and that is on the inside with 6'8". Caleb Lehrman has been doing it all season long. He gets the bucket right there. Then they start trading threes. This is a couple triples coming up from Concordia. That's Will Schlegel, and then exact opposite spot on the court, knocking down the three. And Dwenger, this one back and forth all game. Aslan Nolan splashes a triple, but it's Concordia winning on their home court, 46-44 in a good one. Southside Archers apparently all about the drama. They've gone to overtime their last two games. J.J. Foster's team on the road at Northrop. That was DeMarcus Barr splashing the three, and Southside up by 4 in the first. Northrop, Dallas Lawrence, one of the leaders of this ball club. He drills it. He had 11 points. James Browning actually would lead the Bruins with 13 points and 9 rebounds for Shane Merriman's club. But Cadell Wallace, kid can play. He drills the bucket here. He had 26 points as Southside wins on the road 71-53. Oh, let's go to the NE8 conference. They were tipping off play in that conference tonight. Norwell has won the NE8 title 2 years running. DeKalb trying to make sure that wouldn't happen for a third straight year. That was Kiefer Nagel with the three. It's a 3-point Norwell lead in the third. Then it's Will Weber with the bucket. Norwell up by just 2. However, Norwell, they've got a couple guys that can score the basketball. One of them is Adam McBride. He hits the three there. He had 11. Ashton Fetterspiel had 28. And DeKalb falls to Norwell as the Knights win on their home court, 57-41. Belmont going 5-1 in non-conference play. The Braves conference opener against New Haven. This is the youngster, sophomore, Jadrian Ezel driving in for the bucket, in New Haven up in the early going. However, Belmont, they're playing tough basketball. Andrew James, he hits right there. Belmont down just 1 at that point. You're going to see James Hardy the fourth dialing it up from long distance. He drills it. New Haven by 1, but Gavin Kroll would answer with a 3 of his own. He had 14, did Kroll for Belmont, and Belmont continues their strong start. It's the Braves a winner at Armstrong Arena, 62-47. Columbia City coming off a dramatic last-second win against Carroll on Saturday. The Eagles opening conference at the Big Blue Pit. They were having a good time up in East Noble. Riker Quake getting to the cup, and East Noble up in the third quarter by 13 at 46-33. In the fourth, Columbia City trying to chip away in the form of Aiden Denning. He knocks that one down. Now just an 8-point game. Then it's Denning again. And this would cut it to just a 5-point lead for East Noble. However, the Knights would prevail at the Big Blue Pit. Kobe Ritchie using some of that muscle down low. He gets the bucket as East Noble with a nice win over a good Columbia City team, 59-56. Last stop in the NE8, Leo heating up. The Lions had won 3 of their last 4, heading into this one with Huntington North. First quarter action, Jackson McGee. Dude is a stud. He buries the 3. He had 27. Lions up by 3 in the early going. Vikings, they continue to improve, and they showed it tonight. Ethan Zahn, nice feed to Sam Double for a pair. And then you're going to see Mr. Zahn do it himself. He would splash here. And the Vikings leading this one 11-8. This one was tight throughout, but Trey Haichu would come up with the bucket here for Kerry Cogdell and the Lions. Haichu had 22 as Leo survives Huntington North 69-65. At Elmer Stroutman Gymnasium, big game in the ACAC. Last year's conference champ Adams Central on the road against the solid Woodland team. Trey Yoder, he's a matchup problem. He gets the bucket. He had 28, but Adams Central in the third up by 7. AC running in transition. Micah McClure with 2 of his 23, and the Jets now up by a dozen. No give up in Woodland. How about Braden Smith? He broke Woodland's 3-point record for a career in this one. AC, though, up by 8, and they would finish it off here in the fourth. It's the big guy, Isaac Schultz. He had 28, and Adams Central wins a key ACAC game, 77-70 at Woodland. Down in Pinedo, the Raider Dome, home to Southern Wells basketball since 1967. Craig Teagle and company as Bluffton in town to take on the Raiders, and it's Bluffton's Cameron Williams knocking down the three, and in the fourth quarter, Bluffton up big 40-16. Later, it's Perrin Gates for Southern Wells with the putback. Gates would lead the Raiders with 10 points and 12 rebounds, but simply not enough. You're going to see Bluffton's Nolan Lambert knock this one down as Bluffton comes out of Penita with the win, 43-22 over the Raiders. In the TRC, Manchester, man, they are a team to watch. They came in 5-0, ranked 6th in the state in 2A. Squires at Northwood. Keep your eyes on this. Manchester can fly. That's Gavin Benton slamming it down, and Manchester in the first up by 4, 9-5. Will Weiner with a bucket for Southwood. If you remember that big postseason run Southwood went on last year, but did graduate a good amount of talent. Garrett Sites, with the bucket there for Manchester. Squires up by 6. Second quarter now, it's Benton again. Ooh, that was left-handed. He is tough as Manchester continues that strong start. They win 70-55. Northfield at Wabash earlier this week. There he is. Apache's senior Isaac Wright went over 1,000 points for his career. Just the 6th boys player in Wabash history to do that. Fourth quarter action. Ty Lemming from Northfield knocks down the jumper, but the Apaches up by a dozen, and they would continue to look good. It's Isaac Wright knocking down the three with that smooth lefty stroke. 43-29 Wabash, and it's Wright again. No wonder this dude has scored over 1,000 points. You're going to see more from Wabash behind the arc. Not right this time. He's dishing it to Grant Ford for 3. And Wabash tops Northfield 53-40. Last stop for boys basketball, a Summit City showdown. Blackhawk Christian hosting crosstown rival Canterbury. It was a good one. Third quarter, Reed Hayes with the spin and the too little silly. That is a Canterbury 43-34 lead. Blackhawk a little bit nervous about this one. In the fourth, Ashton Dressler to Devin Lewis. Lewis had 28. That would lead all scorers. Canterbury up 59-56. But, Blackhawk would pull this one out. Aiden Muldoon to Kellen Pickett. And that would tie the game with 2.5 minutes to go. 59 all. Then it's Pickett kicking it to Jackson Hauser. Biggest bucket of the game right here as Blackhawk does go on to win 65-61 over the visiting Cavaliers. Well, that is going to do it for the fellas tonight, but after the break, it is the ladies' turn here on the Highlight Zone, and that includes a rivalry renewed in Ligonier with 2 cross-county foes colliding on the hardwood. Plus, we're at the halfway point of the SAC girls schedule with Snyder, Northrop, and Homestead all still undefeated in conference play. Would they all stay that way after another busy night in the Summit City? We got the answer with every SAC game for the ladies coming up next on The Zone.
We are the Blackhawk Christian Brave. Our fans are louder, our culture is better. There's more Highlight Zone after the break. We are the Central Noble Cougars, and we're back with the Highlight Zone.
In the SAC, the Snyder Panthers are on the prowl. Now, the last time the Snyder girls won a conference title was 2015. Coach Reggie Tharp and his squad off to a good start here in 2023. Snyder coming in 11-1 overall, 3-0 in the SAC. The Panthers ranked 3rd in the state in the 4A poll. Snyder at Northside, second quarter. Tia Finnessy going to play volleyball at Mizzou in the SEC. She had 12. Jordan Poole, a Miss Basketball candidate, showing you why she is just that. She had 25. That it's Poole with a layup. Snyder up by 20. Northside would be led by Aubrey Bleaky, 13 points from her, but it's not enough as Snyder wins 66-29. Snyder's toughest competition for the SAC title, it could be defending champ Northrop. The Bruins 4-0 in conference play before hosting Southside. This is Southside's Briley Diedrich Williams with the bucket, but Northrop up big 51-17. Later, it's Renisha Autry for the ladies in green, burying the 3, but simply too much Northrop. They got a lot of talent on that roster. Briley Day, just a sophomore, she splashes for 3 as Northrop takes care of business, 57-23. Like Northrop and Snyder, Homestead undefeated in conference play coming into the night. The Spartans 7-1 overall, 3-0 in conference before facing Lures. That was Gabby Helsum for 3 for the Spartans in the fourth quarter. Later, it's Maggie Parent with a bucket, and that is a three of her own, but the Spartans simply too tough. You're going to see Maya Epps, the star sophomore, cutting to the hoop for the bucket as Homestead beats Lures by a final of 66-50. Hey, Aaron. Carroll coming off a win last Friday against Concordia. Could the Chargers keep it rolling against the Wayne Generals? Well, they didn't get off to a great start. Wayne in the third quarter, Tani Hairston knocks down the three, and Wayne up 48-35. Then it's Khalees Collins with a stick back. She had a team-high 22. 52-35 Wayne. However, this game was a roller coaster, and the tide turns here. Jaden Fuller with the steal and the score to beat the buzzer in the third, and Carroll now up by 2. Fourth quarter, Jersey Paul for 2 of her team-high 31. Lily George had 27 as Carroll comes all the way back to win 74-62. Final stop in the SAC, Dwenger at the cage to take on Concordia. We picked this one up in the third quarter, and this one back and forth all game. Olivia Bollinger for 3, and the Cadets take the lead. Fourth quarter action. Bishop Dwenger's Jillian Reedy. Dwenger down 2. She gets the bucket, and that would tie it at 37 all. Fast forward, 30 seconds to go. Game now tied at 39. It's Lauren Goodman putting the Cadets up for good, and Concordia a winner, 41-40.
Well, the key to our game was definitely our defense. We have a really fast team, and we also have size, so we really had to lock in at the end and play some good defense. I was looking for a good shot, looking for my teammates, but the shot came open for me, so I took it, and it went in.
Let's jump to the NECC. Central Noble in the conference title hunt. The Cougars hosting county rival West Noble under new coach Haley Holliday. This is Lexi Mast with a 3 in the early going for West Noble, but Central Noble got some talent. This is Kiera Boland in for 2, and Central Noble up by 7 in the second. Later, defense creating offense. McKenna Malcolm to Melissa McCoy for the bucket, and Central Noble takes care of West Noble 49-25. Final stop for girls. We got Southwood hosting the Manchester Squires. Squires under the tutelage of Blackhawk Christian grad Allison Kaufman. You saw her there. This is Hadley West for Manchester with the bucket. And in the third quarter, Manchester up by 16. Isabella Ashba for Southwood with the bucket there to cut into that lead, but you'll see Peyton Ream nail the 3 for Manchester, and the Squires come away with a win, 53-35. Stay tuned. Gem of the Night up next.
We're at Concordia High School. The Cadets do it right.
Welcome back to the show.
Here's your Gem of the Night.
Last Friday, Darian Truesdale proving he was, in fact, the truth. The junior for Lures slamming home 2 of his game-high 30 to help Lures beat Northrop, and in the process, Truesdale earning the Highlight Zone's highest honor. As for this week, here is your latest Gem of the Night, or shall I say Gems of the Night, brought to you by Peter Franklin Jewelers. We got guys and girls, so why not show 2? Gavin Benton from Manchester, the elevation for the Squires. He hammers it down. Squires off to a great start this season. Then, how about at the cage in ladies? It's Lauren Goodman. 30 seconds left. She hits the game winner as Concordia wins by 1. Congratulations, Gavin Benton, Lauren Goodman. They have your Peter Franklin Jewelers Gems of the Night. Last but not least, Comets at home. The franchise honoring team president and co-owner Michael Franke. Franke passed away last Sunday after battling cancer, as the Comets playing the first of 3 straight home games against the Utah Grizzlies this weekend. First period, Alexi Daou with the rebound goal. That was his 8th of the season. He would score his 9th later in the game, and then it's Xavier Cormier with a goal to zip Comets. He also had 2 goals as the Comets win 5-2. Again, Utah and the Comets play tomorrow. 7:30 is when the puck drops at the Coliseum. That's going to do it for this week's edition of the Highlight Zone. For Josh, I'm Glenn, and we'll see you next Friday night.